Namaste everyone, welcome back to my channel Awaken with Pradnya. Today I am going to talk about the long pending subject. I have been promising most of you that we would do a video on ascension and dimensions 3D, 4D and 5D. So finally I have gathered the courage to do this video because when it comes to explaining the dimension, like what is 3D really all about, or 4D or 5D, and understanding and conceptualizing that understanding in the physical linear dimension, the way our brains understand what it is it's very confusing, and it's very difficult to understand what it is. But finally I thought that might as well, little by little I can start slowly, and wherever we want to fill the gaps we can do more videos on that. So this is my first attempt to get into a deeper explanation of what ascension is, what I understand ascension is, and I hope that you guys are able to understand what I'm really trying to explain you. So before I begin, I want to urge all of you who have not yet subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to my channel and press on the bell icon, because I am going to make more such videos on ascension and twin flame journey. Apart from this, I have also started one-to-one personal sessions when it comes to consulting about your spiritual awakening or your twin flame experience. So anybody who wants to know more about it, you please find the links in the description below. Whatever I'm going to speak today is coming from my overall understanding, what I have read so far in different books or from different masters, or my own experience, or from my spirit guides, whatever information is coming. So whatever I'm going to speak is a combination of all these three. For a human mind, it is absolutely difficult to comprehend how this quantum physics actually plays a role in terms of infinite dimensions. So we are only going to address and understand about 3D, 4D, 5D. And if you are not already vibrating at that level of awareness, it may be a bit difficult for you to understand it. And it's not necessary that everybody is going to resonate with what I'm going to speak in this video. So if at all you are not resonating with whatever I'm speaking, it's completely okay. When it comes to ascension, Earth and the sun are very important factors here. As we all know, Earth is a energetic consciousness. She's a being. She's also an energetic being, and she also has her own energetic body and a physical form. So when it comes to ascension, Earth also becomes a very important factor. If you have watched my video on twin flame mission, I had also shared a small story that thousands of years ago, for whatever reason, Earth actually descended down from its original dimension, which was fifth dimension, to the third dimension. And then within this periods of thousands of years, there have been millions of light workers who have been incarnating on Earth and helping the Earth to shift back to its original dimension, which is 5D. And then the original plan was to ascend to even higher dimensions like 6D and 7D and above. But this whole process of ascending from one dimension to another dimension is very slow. And that is why it has taken thousands of years. Why it is slow, I will be coming to that in this video later. As we all know, every human being is an energetic being. As we are spiritually awakening, we are starting to become aware of our spiritual existence or spiritual purpose. We are starting to vibrate at a different level of awareness. We are not really able to relate completely to our earthly 3D life anymore. And we have started understanding that there is more to our existence. Now, this is a shift in your awareness. You as a human being have two aspects. One is your light body, your energy body, and your physical form. When it comes to our physical form, our physical body, it's vibrating at a very slow rate because it is very denser. It is definitely in a lower frequency than our light body. So the light inside our body It's spinning way faster than our physical frequency. And this frequency is way lighter than our physical form. So first your light body starts to tap into a higher level of consciousness, and slowly your body, your physical form follows your light frequency, which is vibrating at a higher frequency. And then slowly you shift and you anchor into a higher dimension. This is what we can call as ascension. If you are understanding it right, there are two things. One is tapping into a higher consciousness, which your light body is doing. And second thing is anchoring into the higher consciousness. So body is always anchoring itself into a higher consciousness. The light body is always tapping into the higher consciousness. So let's talk about the 3D consciousness of a human being. I mean, I don't really need to describe in detail what is three-dimensional consciousness and how does it feel or look like, because we all have experienced three-dimensional consciousness when we are not awakened. What sort of experiences we are going through, what sort of people we are meeting, what sort of places we are liking to go, and what sort of thought forms we are developing, or what sort of emotions we are having when we are having three-dimensional consciousness is very much, everybody is very much well versed with that. Most of us will have happiness, anger, jealousy, ego, expectation, trauma, judgment. All these emotions are a part of your three-dimensional consciousness. And because of this sort of a consciousness, you would definitely want to be better than others. You will want to be popular. Your ego will drive you, and you will be definitely judging and analyzing the whole world according to what opinions you have formed, according to your belief systems. And if I really want to state in one sentence, what does 3D consciousness look and feel like? It is operating in duality. So always there is good and bad, right, wrong. So whenever you are tapping into this sort of a three-dimensional consciousness, it is always going to be absorbed and get converted into your certain experiences, your thought forms, and your belief systems. When I say you are holding this three-dimensional consciousness, that means that your body is anchored into that three-dimensional consciousness. It is holding that consciousness, and it is also reflecting that consciousness into the energetic field around you. Suppose say there is a human being with a physical form. Every human being will have an energetic field around his physical body, which we can call as an energetic field, or we can call it as a energetic grid or an aura, whatever you want to call it. Every human being has an energetic field around their physical form. And that energetic field is holding a three-dimensional consciousness. When we say a field, or when we say an energetic field, or when we say aura, it means that it is holding a certain consciousness. It is holding a certain dimension. If you're holding a three-dimensional consciousness in your body will reflect that consciousness outside your body in your energetic field. So the energetic field around you is also holding the three-dimensional consciousness. Now the question comes that are you only having a physical form? As a human being, yes, you do have a physical form, but you also have an energetic body with you, right? You are holding a light inside you, your soul, your original self, the light, which is also residing inside you in the form of your energetic body. Now, the whole catch is here, how your ascension is happening. As you are having these two things existing, your physical body and your energetic body imbibed in your physical form, every human being is having an energetic light, energetic channel which is always connected to the higher dimensions. So you're always tapping into your higher self, your spirit guides, or even higher dimensional beings, which are always communicating with you through this energetic channel. The light which is coming from above in your light body is basically activating the light inside you to assist you to take you to the next level of ascension. And the light which is flowing through your energetic channel is also reflecting outside your body and reflecting that light into your energetic field. And when you start shifting your frequency to the higher dimensions, you are literally walking around as if you are in a bubble. Like every human being is walking around with their own aura, right? Their own energetic frequency. So as you are starting to raise your energetic frequency from 3D to 4D, your energetic field around you also is starting to reflect that ascension in your energetic field. Because if you have noticed, we are talking so many times about our physical pain, that I am having headaches, I'm having nausea. There are so many physical symptoms which have also been discussed so much on the internet when it comes to ascension, physical ascension symptoms. And most of the time you are asking these questions to yourself or to others, that why am I waking up sad, or why am I getting so frustrated without any reason? Why that is happening? Because your physical form, your physical body is trying to catch up with the light inside you, which is vibrating at way higher frequency than your physical body is holding. Ascension is not only about your spiritual or energetic self, it's also about your physical form. You are also going to anchor your body in that particular dimension, that field of that dimension. As your light inside your body is spinning way faster in the frequency than your physical body, the kind of frequency your physical body is holding, it always becomes like a physical process. It's a very, very heavy physical process. And ultimately, we are going to hold that higher frequency lights into our body. And that is why it is really a slow process, because your body is so dense. It's a very denser form. It is vibrating at a very low frequency. So when the high frequency light is flowing through your body, during that process you go through a lot of emotional up and downs, because you are processing that denser consciousness inside your body. You are holding that consciousness inside your body, and you are getting rid of that denser consciousness during this process of ascension to get into a higher frequency and hold that frequency inside your body. When you are anchoring yourself into the 4D, you are definitely not going to feel very dramatic, because for a long time you have been tapping into the fourth dimensional consciousness. So it's very much familiar to you. So once your body is getting anchored into it, you may feel that, okay, this is what I have been experiencing for last 2 years. There is no much difference. So the whole change which is happening when you are shifting your awareness into higher dimension, it's going to be very subtle. You won't even realize when you anchored yourself into the higher dimension. but but if you start looking back and if you start introspecting, then you can say, oh, 2 months back I was feeling a little different, I was reacting in a different way. 2 years back I was completely different person, and now look at me. I'm not reacting the way I used to react 2 years back, or I'm not really feeling the way I used to feel 1 year back. You will have those realizations, but the kind of vibrational frequency you are standing right now, you would come up to that frequency very gradually and naturally. If you really want to understand if you are really vibrating still in the 3D or you are shifting from the 3D, you can ask yourself just one question, that how much of my day I'm really spending in duality, where you are judging somebody, or you are thinking or looking at things in terms of right or wrong, good or bad. If this duality is still existing in your consciousness, you are still anchored in the 3D consciousness. And when it comes to fourth dimension, what kind of things you are going to experience? Hearing your higher self or hearing your spirit guide speaking to you is a fourth dimensional consciousness. If you have started to live more into a present moment, that is a fourth-dimensional consciousness. If you're recognizing or feeling at least sometimes in a day that everything is one, we all are one. If you're having that sort of an awareness, it is a fourth-dimensional consciousness. If you are shifting more towards neutrality over your judgment, you are shifting to fourth-dimensional consciousness. If you are becoming more detached from your environment, if you are becoming more of an observer rather than being one of the characters in a drama which is happening around you, you are vibrating in the fourth dimensional consciousness. If you are feeling that you are tapping into a source frequency, you are tapping into the fifth dimensional consciousness. When you are tapping into these higher consciousnesses, you are definitely still going to find yourself in the 3D, because you are still anchored, your body is still anchored into the third dimension. And regardless of what you're tapping into, or regardless of what sort of vibrational frequency you are tapping into, your physical form is still in charge of your reality, because your physical body is still anchored into the third dimensional consciousness. Some of you may feel that, okay, why am I not able to be in the fourth dimensional consciousness all the time? I want to remain there. Thing is that as this process is so slow, you will definitely have to be a little bit gentle with yourself, patient with yourself. And it is completely okay if you are not really anchoring yourself fully into a higher dimension. That process is natural, and that process is anyways happening. So there is no need to feel that why this is not happening or why that is not happening. And in fact, it is good that it is not happening all of a sudden, because if at all you shifted suddenly from one consciousness into the other, you might literally get a psychotic attack. So obviously that something like that is not going to happen. But it is not the way we actually feel. We are not really going from one place to another. And I can definitely compare this particular thing with a spectrum of colors. The way the color red becomes orange and it gets into the shades of yellow, and the yellow becomes green and green becomes blue, you won't even realize how and when these colors are really changing. So exactly that way, you won't really understand how you're shifting from 3D to 4D. And if I really want to describe this whole process in terms of our 3D mind, which understands linear concepts very well, I would definitely want to show it as a scale. If we look at this process, if we look at ascension as a process of a linear mathematical diagram, it would look like a scale where you have anchored your physical body in the third dimension, and then notch by notch, little by little, you are tapping into higher states of consciousness, as you can see here, like 3.1, 3.2, 3.3. And finally, you are tapping into the fourth dimension and anchoring your body into the fourth dimension, and also tapping the same way into the next dimension, that is 5D. How this happens, how we are actually tapping into this higher consciousness and anchoring our bodies into the higher consciousness, I'm going to discuss this a bit more into detail in the next second part of this video. And I'm also going to discuss about the higher perspective, that why all of us are actually incarnated here right now, why we are ascending to higher dimensions while being in our physical bodies, how this actually connects to the bigger picture and ascension of Earth. As we all see, there are so many people talking about the new Earth, the 5D Earth. So how this whole ascension is connected to the bigger picture when it comes to shifting in the 5D Earth, and what it is all about. I hope that whatever I have discussed, whatever concepts I have discussed in this video, most of you have understood what I am trying to convey. There are many things which I might have not explained in this video. Some things got skipped from my mind, but please keep asking me questions in the comment section under this video, so that if at all there is anything which is remaining in this particular video, I can cover that in my next upcoming videos in the Ascension series. I'm sure that there will be a lot of you who will be asking me a lot of questions, and I really want to keep it as a very interactive process, because the more you are participating actively in asking more questions about Ascension, it will be easier for me to conduct the videos accordingly. So that is all for today, and see you in the next video. Till then, keep learning, keep seeking. There are a lot of things which are shifting right now, and always know that you are a very, very important factor. Even though you are processing a lot of pain right now, remember and know that everything what you're going through does have a great, great significance as a bigger picture. So applaud for yourself and see you in the next video. Thank you.